Alright, well, I guess I'll begin. Because I don't know how else to do this, and I'm camera shy, and I'm not used to doing this, but my name is Dom. This is my dog Cooper, who is very interested in what I am doing. And I'm a guy who likes nerdy stuff and the gym, and I love my girlfriend. I love my dog. It's kind of it. But I wanted to start a YouTube channel for a little bit just to kind of talk about the things that I'm interested in. So I decided now would be a good time to do it. I don't know. But around 5 months ago now, in February, I played D&D for the first time. One of my friends who I had known for 2 weeks at that point, I had just started my internship. He just happened to work in the same office as me. He said that him and some of his friends were going to go play D&D, and I was like, you know what? I've been vaguely interested in it before, right? Before I was kind of jacked. I was a nerd. Still am a nerd at heart. So being jacked, I did sports and stuff too, but I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd, bro. So he was like, we're going to go play some D&D. And I was like, I'm kind of interested, right? I've never played, but I've always been interested in it. The guy in my office, he asked me if I wanted to play D&D, and I was like, yeah, I've been interested, right? I didn't know him very well. I figured I'd give it a shot, right? I'm trying to venture out. I'm doing an internship. I want to try and expand my palette, right? So I'm like, cool, we're going to go there. It was him, his girlfriend, and two guys who I had never met before. But we ended up meshing super well. And we played even more D&D. It was supposed to be a one-shot. It ended up being a three-shot. And now we've been playing a campaign ever since that ended. And about a month and a half ago, I started DMing for the first time. Still all within the same group of guys and gal, I suppose. But it's been great. And I love D&D. I fell in love with it. And it's my current hyperfixation. So I want to talk about it today. Specifically how to play it. Because when I was about to begin D&D, I wanted to try and figure out, how the hell do I play this game? Because, again, everyone hears about D&D. But a lot of people are scared to try and get into it, right? You kind of need to know someone to know the rules before you can play. And I looked on YouTube, I looked online, and I didn't find a short, simple explanation on how to play D&D. And I was kind of disappointed because, again, D&D is this big thing, and I just didn't see anything that explained it super well, at least to a level that I understood. So I was disappointed with the results of my search, right? So I went there, and he basically tried to teach us how to play it first. It was very clunky. That three-shot fell apart immediately into absolute chaos, and it was some of the most fun I've ever had. So it wasn't that bad. But that doesn't change the fact that I just don't feel like there's a lot of great beginner stuff out there for D&D players, so I want to try and fix that. And today I want to try and explain how you play the basics of D&D. I'm not going to get into character creation right now because that's a whole can of worms that I don't really feel like talking about it right now because it's kind of a lot. But the basic rules of the game is what I want to discuss today, right? Let's say you have a character, or your DM's going to explain to you, how you make a character. And you just need to know how to play. You need to know the basics, right? In D&D, you can do almost anything you want, right? If you want to go up to a guard and stab him in the gut with your sword, you can do that, right? You can do that. If you want to go up to the puppy on the street and adopt him and carry him with you for the rest of the adventure, you can do that, right? That's what I did with the Cooper dog. I just found him one day and I took him. That's not true. That's not true. But you can do that in D&D. You can do almost anything. If you say, I want to make the sun explode and you're a level 1 character, right, that's not going to happen. But if you say you want to go into a bar and you want to light it on fire with some sort of fire magic, sure, dude, you can go burn down the place. But it's going to have consequences, right? And that's something that one of my friends didn't quite understand when we first started playing, is that your actions will have consequences. As he instantly started a fight and got arrested by the town guard and became the villain of the story. We split the party, and you never want to do that in D&D. and we ended up fighting each other. So your actions will have consequences. You can do anything, right? You can go punch the guard in the face, but that guard's probably going to fight back. You might get arrested. You might die, right? Dying is a common thing in D&D, right? You can rush into the woods. You can go try and fight a dragon as a level 1 character. You're going to lose, right? So you can do anything. And the way you do anything is you look at your character sheet and you have certain designated stats, right? I'll show a picture of a character sheet right here if I ever figure out how to actually... Really? I'll put a picture of a character sheet right here or whatever if I ever figure out how to actually edit a video, because it'll be my first time making and attempting to edit something. So wish me luck, guys. So let's say you're trying to buy something at a shop, and you're trying to buy like a shield, and the guy at the shop, or girl, right? If the person at the shop says this shield is 20 gold and you only have 15, and you want to try and talk him down from 20 to 15 so you can buy it for a cheaper price, your DM might say, roll for persuasion, right? You're trying to persuade the guy to talk down the price. And what you would then do is you roll one of these. This is a D20, the main die that you're going to be using for D&D. Most of your stat checks are going to be with a D20. So what you would do is you would roll the D20 and you would get a number, right? So if I rolled a D20 right now and I got a 15, your DM would have set a difficulty class or a DC for that check. And maybe the DC was 12, let's say. It was 12 to persuade the shopkeep to lower the price from 20 to 15. And you rolled a 15, that means you succeed. You beat the difficulty class, which was 12. So your DM might say, the shopkeep reconsiders, and on further consideration, he lowers his price from 20 to 15. There you go. It's as simple as that, right? You want to go into a bar and intimidate a table to like get out of their seat, right? Maybe you want the seat closest to the door and there's someone there and you just want to be like a mean guy and you're like, hey, get out of my seat. You can roll for intimidation, right? Let's say you want to do a backflip off the top of a house and land on the ground. Your DM might say roll for acrobatics. And again, they would set the difficulty class. Jumping off and doing a backflip off the top of the house is probably pretty difficult. So the DC might be something like 16 or 18 there. But you can try, right? You can try anything in D&D, but it's up to the D20 on if you succeed or not. When you make your character and you make your character class, you are going to be good at certain things and bad at others. But you can always attempt things, right? If you build a character who isn't exactly great with handling animals, but you still want to try and adopt a stray dog on the side of the street, your DM might say roll animal handling, right? So you can try anything. And in essence, that's D&D. You create a character, you put them in this world. Your DM creates this world around you, and you just go, okay, I want to do this thing. And your DM will tell you, okay, roll to see if you can do this thing. And that's pretty simple. So the only place where it starts to get a little bit more complicated than saying, hey, I want to do this thing, I roll for it, see if I succeed or fail, right, is when combat starts, right? D&D is a game. It's not just trading fan fiction, as my friend would say. It's a game where you're trying to do things, and a lot of that time it involves varying amounts of combat, but probably always some. When combat starts, let's say you and your friend are about to start fighting 2 goblins. Your DM will say, roll for initiative. And initiative determines where you go in the combat. Initiative is determined by your dexterity modifier, but again, we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into how you calculate that right now, but it will be on your paper. Your DM will assumably help you through character creation. That'll be there. So let's say you roll a 20 for initiative, and everyone else rolls lower than you. You would go first. On the first round of combat, you would go first. And then let's say one goblin rolled an 18, your friend rolled a 10, and the last goblin rolled a 2. Right? So then it would go you, Goblin, your friend, Goblin. And after everyone goes, that would be the first round of combat. On your turn, you will get an action, a bonus action, and a reaction. Your action is, I want to hit this guy with my sword, or I want to cast a spell attacking this guy, I want to cast Fireball, right? That would be your action. You would spend your action doing that. Your bonus action is like an action, but it's supposed to be quicker, right? So unless your class specifically says you can do this, you can't attack as a bonus action, right? So you can't go, I hit the guy with my sword a second time, unless you're a monk. Monks have that ability. But bonus actions are going to be things like some spells are going to be a bonus action activation. So one of the most iconic D&D classes, a paladin, in the 2024 rules, Divine Smite is a bonus action. What Divine Smite is after you hit someone, you can channel the power of whatever god or oath you're worshiping as your character to imbue your blade with divine wrath, right? You can add extra damage to that swing. And you activate that as a bonus action. And some other spells are going to be bonus actions. You can drink a potion as your bonus action. Some class features are going to say you can dash and disengage as a bonus action. It's all dependent on your class, right? So bonus actions are going to be very class and subclass dependent, as opposed to actions, which are also class and subclass dependent, but very less, right? It's either you can cast a spell, you can hit someone with your sword, and there are some other action options, like you can disengage, you can dash, you can hide, right? I'll put some options of action possibilities. Again, if I ever figure out how to actually edit a video, here you go. The only one that's a little bit different is your reaction. And as the name suggests, you're usually reacting to something, right? So there's a spell in D&D called Counterspell. So let's say you're fighting a wizard, and the wizard wants to cast Fireball on you. As your reaction, out of your turn in combat, you can use a reaction to cast Counterspell and to stop that wizard from casting Fireball on you, right? So reactions are usually very good because any time that you're jumping out of your turn in combat to mess with someone else's is very good. It's pretty much the basis of the game, guys. You get into a world that your DM creates or they take from a module, right? And they create the NPCs around it, and they create the story that you're trying to follow. And as a player, your job is to have fun. Your job is to explore the world. It's to engage with the NPCs. It's to have a good time with your friends around the table. Guys, well, excuse the bad camera quality and excuse the, I don't know, mediocre video probably bad video, but it was my first attempt. Never really done anything like this, and hopefully I figured out how to edit in the slightest so this video doesn't look absolutely terrible. And hopefully I'm not just pointing at the screen like this, and hopefully there's something above here. So, but yeah, with that, I hope this helps you in the very basics of D&D. If you ever want me to cover character creation, how spellcasting works on a deeper level, or if you ever want me to dive into the specific features of certain classes, let me know. Or don't. I might do it anyway. But I hope you guys enjoyed. The Cooper dog is ready to go OUTSIDE. So I'm going to take him out. Oh, I said it. He's looking at me now. But thank you guys for watching, if anyone watches. And I will maybe do this in the future again. Who knows?